Mystery Bus!
Crime lies hidden in the puzzle, and the truth emerges through reasoning. Detective Stories of Inspector Chimp.
The Case of the Mad Musician, 2.
Come on, everyone, let's help.
Inspector Chimp directed the doctors to check all the animals.
There are no injuries and no sign they've eaten or drunk anything funny. Why are they behaving so strangely?
Inspector Chimp frowned. The way the animals were hopping around while the music played was so strange.
Inspector Chimp!
Raleigh ran over.
Inspector Chimp, I've talked to several of the animals, and they said they were sitting nicely in their seats when, like, what happened to us? Their heads suddenly start to hurt. After that, they lost control of their bodies.
Anything else? Did they see or smell anything strange?
No, nothing at all.
Something just doesn't add up.
Inspector Chimp sat down. He thought hard about what might have made all the animals behave in such a strange way. As he was thinking things over, a voice came from the audience.
I heard it. I really did.
Inspector Chimp looked up and saw a dolphin yelling at all the little animals surrounding him.
I heard it. I heard someone singing loud and fierce. Why don't any of you believe me?
The dolphin's words caught Inspector Chimp's attention.
What's your name, sir?
I'm Dalton.
Dalton, I want you to think carefully and tell me, when did you hear the song?
Gee, Inspector Chimp, it doesn't matter how carefully I explain it. No one believes me. Please say you'll believe me.
Dalton clasped Inspector Chimp's hand and looked at him with big, watery eyes.
Yes, of course, I'll believe you. Now, please, tell me everything.
Yes, I'll tell you everything.
Dalton raised his head triumphantly.
I'll start with breakfast. For breakfast, I had 2 fish and…
No need to go back that far. Let's get to the point. Tell me about what happened.
Yeah, okay, let me start with why I chose this suit. It was my grandfather's and…
Well, that's not important either. What happened here?
Oh, I see. Well, it was the first time I'd ever been to the concert hall. Look at those huge chandeliers.
Dalton…
Inspector Chimp tapped his fingers impatiently on the desk as Dalton's lengthy explanation dragged on.
Okay, well, sure, I'll get on with it. I was sitting in my seat like everyone else when I heard someone singing. It was loud, very unpleasant, and out of tune. Then suddenly, just like all the other animals, I couldn't control my body. Music? Inspector Chimp, could it be?
Raleigh and Inspector Chimp looked at each other.
Yes, it must be that dark figure. The animal's strange behavior must have something to do with this music.
Inspector Chimp raised his chin and looked down his nose.
Dalton, can you tell me where the song was coming from?
Huh? It seems like it was somewhere near the ceiling.
Inspector Chimp lifted his magnifying glass and looked carefully at the ceiling.
There it is. Have a look, Raleigh.
When Raleigh looked up, he saw claw marks on the ceiling beam. It looked like they had been made by an animal.
Huh? Inspector Chimp! Those claw marks must have been left by that villain!
Inspector Chimp lowered his head, as if a vague suspicion was taking shape in his mind.
If the dark figure was standing on the top of the beam, those claw marks should have been in a place we can't see on top of the beam. As it appears now, the clues suggest that the dark figure was likely an animal capable of hanging upside down.
Inspector Chimp tapped his chin with his finger, lost in thought.
See? I was telling the truth, but none of you believed me.
Dalton was very proud that he had been the one to identify the key clue. He couldn't help but boast.
But I don't blame you. After all, we dolphins are just better. Let me tell you, we dolphins can even hear special types of sound. Ultrasonic sound.
Ultrasonic sound?
Inspector Chimp's head snapped up.
Dalton, tell me everything you know about ultrasonic sound. Don't leave anything out.
Okay, let's see. Let me start with the origins of the dolphin family then.
Get to the point.
Well, sure. We dolphins have a skill that only a few type of animals possess. We can hear high-frequency sounds, or what is called ultrasonic sound.
Inspector Chimp smiled, and there was a spark in his eyes.
Thank you, Dalton. That's very helpful. We'll have our suspect in hand soon.